Καλέ, εδώ. Δεν θα βάλεις εδώ. Ωραία, και αυτό τι είναι?
Το κόκαλο.
Μπράβο.
Μπράβο, αγάπη μου. Μαθαίνουμε ελληνικά.
Εσύ μαθαίνεις, όχι εγώ.
Εγώ μαθαίνω.
δεν ξέρω.
Εσύ ξέρεις.
Εγώ ξέρω πως
Ο παπάς μαθαίνει ελληνικά.
Ναι.
Λοιπόν.
Αφού εσύ είσαι σε άλλη χώρα.
Δεν είναι σε άλλη χώρα. Από άλλη χώρα, σε άλλη χώρα γεννήθηκε ο μπαμπάς. Δεν είναι σαν και εσένα.
Να κοιτάσεις με το μικρόφωνο.
Λοιπόν, πάμε.
Τι κάνετε?
Oh my God, hi. Πολύ καλά.
I'm okay.
It's lovely to meet you.
Oh my goodness. We just come from a road trip down from Athens, man, and it's like, I wonder if we'll see Daniel, and here he is.
All right, that's great.
How are you, man?
You found me.
Unbelievable.
You came with your dogs.
Yeah, all
From
the way from
Australia?
Australia, mate.
You're joking.
Nah,
No, Rocket.
this is Rocket and Leo.
All the way from Australia.
All the way from Australia.
Oh my God.
We've been following your content for a while now, mate, and love your content, so keep up the great work.
That's great, man. Well, I'm on my way to do a video actually right now.
Good on you. Bless you.
Yeah. Nice tattoos, man.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. I like your tattoos as well,
As soon
man.
as I shared it online, everybody like, I'm not sure about the tattoos. I'm like, screw you.
Nah, I love the tattoos, mate. Love that. You know what? And haters are always going to hate, mate, whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
subject they say.
I know.
It is what it is.
I know.
I couldn't believe when I saw you.
I was like,
because
what
we
the
were
heck?
talking about you today, and I was like, Daniel.
Unbelievable. Oh,
That's
my
wonderful.
But
God.
I just read about how God gives us gifts when we ask for them, and then boom.
God
That's
works in
wonderful.
mysterious
Bless you.
ways, man.
God
It's wonderful.
bless you.
It's, thank you so much. It
Can
really
we
means a
take
lot.
selfie?
Let's take a selfie
Can we?
together.
Yeah,
Of course, of
absolutely.
course.
God.
Brilliant.
You have made
That's
our
wonderful.
day,
Hey,
man.
pleasure.
It's so nice to meet you guys. man.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely,
so much
man.
for-
Please keep
stopping.
up the good work.
I will.
Pleasure,
I will.
pleasure's ours.
And good wishes and Merry Christmas to your wife and children too.
The same for you guys. The same
Thank
for you
you.
guys. And if you ever are in Nashville again, let's hook up for something, for a
Oh,
coffee or
it'd be
something.
amazing.
Bravo.
That'd be amazing.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye. Bye. Okay, my daughters is always making fun of me. Both of my daughters. My younger daughter Melina, who is 6, who's going to the Motico right now. She's learning how to read and write, and she makes fun of me sometimes about my Greek. My eldest daughter, Fedra, she's 14. She corrects me. She doesn't make fun of me anymore. She actually feels embarrassed on my behalf if she happens to be in front of me while I'm talking Greek. And she corrects me though. She's giving me directions, and she just picks up on certain little things, little details that at times I might have missed while I'm communicating Greek. However, you have asked a few questions about how I learned Greek, how is the best way to learn Greek, especially when it comes down from a foreigner's perspective. So I've decided to not only put some videos here on the channel about how to learn Greek. By the way, you can download my Greek cheat sheet, which is the fastest way to start getting started in Greek, at least in my opinion as a foreigner. And you can download that cheat sheet below this video. But I'm working on a project with my wife because I've done the cheat sheet, okay? I've done a few videos, 5-minute Greek lessons, okay? Which I'm trying to express not only my love for Greece and for the Greek language, but at the same time, how can someone start speaking Greek as fast as possible? And yeah, kind of like shortcut the process. And, you know, and I've done that here and there on the channel. And at the same time, I want to create something which is going to be a next level, which is something that I'm working right now with the help of my wife. If you're new to the channel, my wife is Greek, and she works as an editor for a Greek, Anglo-Greek company, really. So she edits books who are in English. So she's a native Greek, obviously. She speaks Greek. So anyways, the project that I'm working with my wife is a Greek course. This is a shameless plug for those of you who want to learn how to speak Greek. And yeah, don't worry, it's not me in the course. I am creating the course with my wife. The course that I'm working with my wife is fucking amazing, full stop. And the reason why is because, yeah, my wife is in it, and my wife is the one who's doing the whole course, because you need to learn Greek from a native, right? I do many mistakes. I do a lot of mistakes when it comes down to the Greek pronunciations. I have an accent as a foreigner, obviously, even though I know how to speak Greek very, very well. I am in the course when we're doing the practices, or the dialogues, I should say. And this is great because it has a lot of interactions. It has a lot of conversations of, real life example. The idea behind it is to help you how to speak like a local. What are the phrases that you need to use? The everyday lingo that you might not find this type of information in books. Okay, I have a lot of Greek books, and when I started to learn Greek, yes, I learned from books. I went to a school when I was living in London. I went to a school to study Greek. I did my exams as well, by the way. And, I have put in the hours of work. And obviously here in Greece, I put a lot of hours of practice by interacting with the community, which is something that I share here on the channel. You have heard me speaking in Greek here with a few of the locals. And that's the purpose of me sharing with you this new content that I'm creating. Not only my 5 Greek lessons here on the channel, but at the same time, my PDF, which you can download for free, absolutely for free, below this video. And now I'm creating this course, which is, I feel so proud of it. But learning how to speak Greek, it is a challenge. It is a real challenge, and I have struggled over the years. I still struggle with certain pronunciations. But one of the things that I realized as someone who's been speaking Greek for more than, I would say, can you give a date when you learn a language? I don't think you can give a date, but I've been speaking Greek for more than 15 years for sure. Probably 15 years, okay? But seriously, since I moved here to Greece, I will say, okay, once I moved here to Greece, I had no choice but to speak Greek, because this is what we speak here in Greece. But there are still there's still room for improvement in my case, right? Language is something that you will always be trying to get better at. And the idea is to always expand the knowledge. So there's certain not blind spot. I know where my weaknesses are, to be honest. So I'll give you an example. Taf, sigma, okay? Those 2 letters, for us in Spanish, that is pronounced as an H, CH, really. And, it's one of my weak spots. Whenever there's a taf, sigma, I tend to overemphasize on that. So I'll give you an example. Bugacha. That's a great example, that word. A lot of Greeks have pointed that out. And, I tend to emphasize on the taf, sigma, and bugacha, or chipuro, for example. That's something that a lot of people can't wait to point it out. And I know they have good intentions. But, it's very hard for people to understand how difficult it is to pronounce certain words. And how, depending on your mother tongue, you're going to struggle a little bit more or a little bit less. So Taf Sigma is a real challenge for me as a Spanish speaker, because Spanish is my mother tongue. On the other hand, if you're a Greek speaker and you're learning English, for example, or you speak English, okay, then it's kind of like similar struggles for you. So for example, for Greeks, this is where I pissed off a lot of Greeks, by the way. For Greeks, when it comes down to CH, is very difficult, okay? Or SH. So for example, machine. So here in Greece, if you're a Greek and you want to say a word like machine, they usually say machine, because they have trouble pronouncing the SH in machine, the CH, sorry, in machine. Okay, so this is a great example of that. Machine. So if you're a Greek and you speak English, you won't say machine. You really have to put a lot of emphasis on that. You will most likely will pronounce it like this: machine, machine, because they have a hard trouble. They have a lot of problems pronouncing these 2 words or these combinations of words. All right, that's just little things here and there. There's a little insights into the language, and as someone who, I am not a linguistic myself. I'm not somebody that studies language. I'm just a guy who moved to a different country and learned how to speak Greek. And by the way, that's the way I learned how to speak English as well. When I was a kid, I moved from Venezuela to Canada, and overnight, I had to learn how to speak English and French. No teachers involved. Just go to school and deal with it. That's back in the 80s, okay? No help or no support whatsoever in the classroom. Just dive deep into the real world and learn the language as a kid. I was probably 5 years old or so. So I'm only sharing this with you because I have a fascination for language, I do believe that you guys are gonna take a lot out of this course. I've seen what's out there already in terms of the Greek language and other teachers. I have shared most of them. Like there's great teachers that they are specializing in teaching how to speak Greek, and they're based here in Greece. I have shared many of their pages, like Instagram pages and all of this. But I see a gap in the market. I see a gap in this space of how to learn Greek. And that gap is a foreigner's perspective. Because even though these Greek teachers are doing a great job, they're Greek natives. Like my wife. My wife knows Greek from birth. She knows how to speak Greek, but she doesn't know the pains and she doesn't know the struggles that a foreigner has when it comes down to learning Greek. So I know that because I'm a foreigner, and I know exactly what the pain points are from a foreigner's perspective on how to learn to speak Greek. And I see that they're doing a great job. Like my wife can teach you obviously how to speak Greek because she's a native. But at the same time, she doesn't know the pains and struggles. For her, it's just so obvious. It's like, why don't you pronounce it like that, right? And that's where I come in. That's where I say, like, well, the reason why it's so hard for foreigners to pronounce certain words or to even understand what the hell they mean is because of this, because we're foreigners and we don't know that in Greek is first pronounced, it's pronounced like this, and second, this is the way you should put it in a sentence, okay? So I know that there is a gap there. There's a lot of blind spots, so to speak, that I understand because I am a foreigner. And I just gave you the Tau Sigma example. And I know as well the weak spots of the Greeks when it comes down to speaking English because of that, because I know the Greek language very, very well. And I've been living here, so I know certain things. Anyways, guys, I hope you find value in this video. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Σας αγαπάω πάρα πολύ όπως πάντα. And I'll see you in another video, my friend.